We got a shit ton to catch up on. A lot of movies that have come out that we haven't had the chance to cover. Where should we even start? I guess
Box trolls.
Box trolls?
Yeah.
Who are you, boy?
I'm a box troll.
Then let's see you fit in your box. Mm-hmm.
Let's start with Interstellar.
We're not meant to save the world. We're meant to leave it.
Interstellar is a movie directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, Ben Affleck's brother, and a bunch of other people. Oh, and Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
We must confront the reality of interstellar travel.
Interstellar was it was actually a really good film. Like, yes, it has tons of flaws. You know, that you have characters constantly going over exposition.
We should learn to talk.
And we're not to.
You have a movie that's grounded in reality, but has a lot of illogical sort of scientific things that happen in it that's a little distracting.
How realistic is it? How about that question?
Well, they're going through a wormhole to another part of the galaxy, so I mean, it's science fiction, all right?
It has like a second act that kind of just drags, and an ending that's a bit confusing. But having said all that, I thought it was a magnificent film. It really represented a lot of elements that you don't see in a lot of science fiction pictures these days, and that's mostly because Mr. Nolan has the freedom to kind of make what he wants. You know, he earned that, which is very hard to earn as a director today, especially if you're making a big studio blockbuster. But for all of its flaws, where Interstellar might sink, it also soars. It's a movie that, after I left the theater, I couldn't stop thinking about it, really. And there's so many wonderful tropisms in it that are reflective of Steven Spielberg's pictures and Stanley Kubrick's 2001. And for like super film geeks out there, Andrei Tarkovsky's, is that it? Yeah, Andrei Tarkovsky's Solaris. And they're all kind of wrapped up in this very complex, because this Nolan's going to be complex, space adventure that actually asks a lot of complicated questions relating to, should we continue funding NASA?
Useless machines.
And if we don't want a repeat of the excess and wastefulness of the 20th century, then we need to teach our kids about this planet, not tales of leaving it.
Should we find a way off of this Earth? Because, you know, global warming pretty much is going to kill us all. We're all fucked.
You heard it here first.
Yep, we're all going to die. So I'm not having children.
Your daughter's generation will be the last to survive on Earth.
It asks all these questions in a beautiful package that I thought was actually better than Inception and some of his other movies. And although it might have a lot more flaws, its strengths greatly outweigh it.
Well, we got this far, farther than any human in history.
Oh, not far enough.
What I think is interesting about Interstellar is that people can be kind of mild about it. Because if you want to talk about like creativity and imagination in Hollywood movies, like what more do you want than if Interstellar, you know what I mean? Like if Interstellar is not enough for you, where it takes you from Earth to space, to a different galaxy, to a fucking black hole, like what more do you want? And like it is like, you know, magnificent and in its presentation of these things that can only be created in movies.
The thing that makes this different is that real science was woven into this film from the beginning and woven in deeply.
There are some scenes that are very well thought out. There are some great emotional moments where it does play well with the idea of time in the sense of loss.
You have no idea when you're coming back.
I'm coming back.
How long do you go to the gravesite when someone dies, after someone dies, and try to talk to them and try to communicate with them?
Right.
And that shows in that incredible scene with the videos that brings out some great acting in Matthew McConaughey, not just because he's crying, but because it's a very reactionary moment.
when Matthew McConaughey's seeing his son for the first time, I'm getting like, oh my god, like I'm getting real choked up, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, is that Casey Affleck?
I don't know. Stunt casting, I think he knows that kind of idea adds to the discovery of the movie, I think. And that's why the cameo is so great, because it's like the next part of the journey.
But it would have been much more dynamic because we see a lot of these characters go from children to adults. And it's like when I'm watching that, I want to see those characters as people grow, rather than like a little kid all of a sudden becoming this recognizable actor.
You want to see Boyhood again?
No.
Oh.
The music by Hans Zimmer to me was stunning. Like, yes, it's still bombastic. It still has a lot of his motifs, but it does feel extremely different than any score I have heard in a long time. You know, it has an otherworldly feel. It's so much like 2001 and like Solaris. And you see that truck driving down the road, and in the background, you can hear sound from another scene. They're sound bridging it.
T-minus 10.
Where they're counting down the space shuttle, and right away it cuts to that shuttle.
Yeah.
It was just such a phenomenal shot that I haven't seen in a long time. You get everything emotionally. And the thing that made that scene work was there wasn't a lot of explanation. They just showed it.
Yeah.
We'll find a way. We always have.
I would recommend it as like a movie. Even if you don't like it, if you do like it, you should just see it and think for yourself what you like about it.
Don't listen to us.
Yeah, fuck what we say.
Grave men near death who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage against the dying of the light.